Welcome to part 3. This is the third of a 3-part series. We've been talking about immigration, the emotional story last night, why we covered it, my journey in the United States. And now we're going to look at a recap of last night, the US debate, and also fact check, which is important. And then we're also going to include, if you watched the previous 2 or didn't watch the previous 2, a special recording of the United States national anthem. All of that's coming up, but this time round, just in case you don't watch to the end, we want to make sure everybody feels patriotic, proud, and happy wherever you live. A good song is always a good raiser, so here we go. We're going to start off this video this time with the United States national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight? Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Okay, there's my contribution there in music. So now we're going to look at the facts, a recap of last night, and please do go and check out the first 2. This is the third part of it. So let's go straight into this and see what we can learn from last night.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country.
I just want to clarify here, your Brigham manager there, he told us there have been no credible reports of specific claims of pets being harmed, injured, or abused by individuals within the immigrant community.
Well, I've seen people on television.
Let me just say here, this is
the people on television say my dog was taken and used for food. So maybe he said that, and maybe that's a good thing to say for a city manager. We hardly make chips anymore because of philosophies like they have and policies like they have. I don't say her because she has no policy. Everything that she believed 3 years ago and 4 years ago is out the window. She's going to my philosophy now. In fact, I was going to send her a MAGA hat. She's gone to my philosophy. But if she ever got elected, she'd change it. She's a Marxist. Everybody knows she's a Marxist. Her father's a Marxist professor in economics, and he taught her well.
The government, and Donald Trump certainly, should not be telling a woman what to do with her body. I have talked with women around our country. You want to talk about this is what people wanted? Pregnant women who want to carry a pregnancy to term, suffering from a miscarriage, being denied care in an emergency room because the healthcare providers are afraid they might go to jail, and she's bleeding out in a car in the parking lot. She didn't want that. Her husband didn't want that. A 12 or 13-year-old survivor of incest being forced to carry a pregnancy to term. They don't want that.
They have abortion in the 9th month. They even have, and you can look at the governor of West Virginia, the previous governor of West Virginia, not the current governor, who's doing an excellent job, but the governor before, he said the baby will be born and we will decide what to do with the baby. In other words, we'll execute the baby. And that's why I did that, because that predominates, because they're radical. The Democrats are radical in that.
There is no state in this country where it is legal to kill a baby after it's born.
And I'm going to actually do something really unusual, and I'm going to invite you to attend one of Donald Trump's rallies, because it's a really interesting thing to watch. You will see during the course of his rallies, he talks about fictional characters like Hannibal Lecter. He will talk about windmills cause cancer. And what you will also notice is that people start leaving his rallies early out of exhaustion and boredom.
That people don't leave my rallies. We have the biggest rallies, the most incredible rallies in the history of politics. That's because people want to take their country back. Our country is being lost. We're a failing nation.
Okay, so let's look at the facts from last night. We'll go through this now. All been checked, fact checked. This is not US news. This is UK news. No dog in the race. I think you say that in America. And we're just looking at the facts. Facts have been researched. There's no bias to this whatsoever. In America, you have CNN or Fox to one side of the argument. They'll both say one side. We are giving you the global approach. These are the people that will speak to the President of the United States, he or she, when they win. These are facts. You don't fight, don't shoot the messenger, okay? Let's have a look. Former Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris engaged in a fiery debate ahead of the US election on November the 5th. The stakes were high for both candidates heading into the showdown at the National Constitution Center in Philadelphia. Here are some of the key takeaways from the debate. You mentioned it was talked about in the event, Project 2025. Not everybody understands that, so let's just look at that. Donald Trump insisted he had nothing to do with Project 2025 after Kamala Harris said he would introduce its dangerous policy. So we need to know, is there going to be is Donald Trump going to bring in 2025? What is it? Is it going to happen? Well, let's look at the facts, shall we? They are a set of conservative proposals prepared by some of Mr. Trump's closest policy advisors, although the former president said the policy document is not part of his campaign. Abortion, fact check. Both candidates clashed over abortion, with Mr. Trump saying babies had been executed under certain state laws and Ms. Harris saying his views was insulting to women. Here, moderators stepped in to fact check the former president. Let's have a look. Bored as Trump rallies. Hang on a minute. Are they not going to show the fact there? I was just going to read that out. Beg your pardon, abortion fact check. It's not shown. That's annoying. It's not shown it. Okay. I might have to edit this later on. Bored at Trump rallies, Miss Harris invited voters to go to a Trump rally to see people leave early due to exhaustion and boredom. The former president clearly hit back by saying people don't go to her rallies. People eating cats and dogs. That was mentioned. We just heard that a few moments ago. Moderators were forced to step in again when Mr. Trump repeated claims that immigrants in Springfield were eating cats and dogs, something local authorities say has not been reported to them. Assassination attempt. Referring to the assassination attempt on him, Mr. Trump said he probably took a bullet to the head because of Democrats weaponizing him. So that's implying the Democrats were part of that. You may believe that, you may not. Putin swipe. Ms. Harris told Mr. Trump that Russian President Vladimir Putin would eat you for lunch after he said he would stop the war in Ukraine if he was elected. Another debate. In a surprise visit to the spin room to defend himself after the debate, Mr. Trump failed to commit to taking part in another, while the Democrats indicated Ms. Harris would be willing to. Trump's reaction. Mr. Trump told reporters in the spin room he thinks it was his best debate ever. It's always his best debate ever. Always. Arguing it made Harris look weak. This is silly, really. I don't believe this even. This is so ridiculous. Who the hell cares? Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift endorsement. Moments after the debate, Taylor Swift endorsed Kamala Harris in an Instagram post to her 284 million followers. Remember, that's 284 global followers. Majority are young girls who can't vote around the world. So So let's just don't think for a minute 284 voting Americans are going to go, oh, right, I'm going to vote for Kamala Harris because Taylor Swift said so. Let's just put that into context. It's not actually the case at all. So we just want to make that absolutely clear. So there you go. There's a bit of last night for you. It wasn't quite the way I wanted. I apologize. It didn't come out exactly the way I wanted, but nevertheless, I wanted to bring some of those highlights to you. This was part of a 3-part series. Please do go and check out the other parts. And I hope it brings some kind of end to this now. I really hope we can move on. Whoever wins the election, I hope that we can have a peaceful, harmonious next 4 years. As we can see, the stock market is down slightly today. Not concerned at all. The reason why it's down is because nothing to do with Donald Trump at all. None of that stuff. Some people tried to report last night the Donald Trump trade was a real thing. It was, but not to the extent that was reported. And let me share with you what I mean. It's important. Donald Trump's stock. This is related to the success or failure of Donald Trump. Let's be honest. It's Donald Trump's own platform, Trump Media. It's fallen down significantly this morning, 15% down. So this is an indication that people think Donald Trump is going to lose. It's been trending down, though, forever. It's nothing to do with last night. Last night was a moment, a little blip. But at the end of the day, this business never has made money, never will make money. I would never buy it. It's speculative at best. It's gambling at worst. It's rubbish anyway. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't make any money. It's a popularity contest trade. When Donald Trump's up, everyone buys it. When he's down, everyone sells it. Well, what does that tell you? Even his own supporters buy it and dump it. I don't know what the sense of this is. It's a joke. I don't know why you would even bother. Trump Media doesn't make any money, whether you are Democrat, Republican. Remember, I'm completely neutral. I'm green card. I can't vote, and I just looking for in good businesses. It's not a good business. It's a popularity contest. It's worse than a casino, because a casino, at least you got 50-50 chance every time, black or red. With this, it's got everything to do with people's emotions, which all stocks do, but popularity, whether you like him one day and hate him the next, which is kind of strange, because if you love him, why don't you just hold the stock? No one does. People buy it, they dump it. No loyalty amongst thieves, I often say. That's rubbish. People also talked about Bitcoin was pro Donald Trump. Yes, there was a moment last night when he was when he was talking about abortion and dogs and cats and all that stuff. Yes, Bitcoin did drop. Meet Kevin and others tried to make a big story out of it, saying, this is affecting Bitcoin. No, it's not. Bitcoin moves more than that all the time. It's going down today because, for reasons I've just given in my previous Bitcoin videos, I think the end is all over. I don't see it going to zero. It'll never go to zero, because a lot of people have lost their share, their seed phrases. It will never go to zero. But I don't see it as the promised land anymore. I've reported on that and explained why in detail. It's got nothing to do with Donald Trump. Donald Trump can't change the direction of Bitcoin. And if he could, what would be the sense of that? It's supposed to be decentralized, emotionless, but all of a sudden it can be controlled by Donald Trump. Makes no difference. I don't believe in it. It's not going anywhere. I wouldn't buy it. It's not a good investment in my opinion. So there we go. The markets are down today, not because Donald Trump wins or loses or Kamala Harris wins or loses. The economy is strong. We've just got the inflation figures. We're absolutely on track. There's not going to be a 0.5% rate cut. It's only going to be a 0.25. It always was. It always will be. And I predicted it 18 months ago, the summer of 24. Nothing has changed. Business as usual. So why is it going down? Because the markets could go down as much as 10%. For me, it'd be 20 because I'm in margin. So bearing in mind, that's amplified because I'm in margin. So actually, it's only down 0.7. No big deal. The reason is because those who wish to gamble, those who wish to be volatile and just basically act the goat all over the place. Not investors. Wall Street aren't investors. They're traders. They predicted that would get, all of a sudden we're going to get 1 minute we're 25, then we're 50, then we're 25, then we're 50. No one can make their mind up. Well, I can make my mind up. It's always been 0.25. They priced in a 0.5 as that would be good for equities. Well, it wouldn't be good for main stocks. It'd be good for the rubbish. People bought the Russell. The quality stocks, they couldn't care less. And we know they're good because all I've got to do is show you NVIDIA today and we're trending back up again. Is there a surprise? No surprise at all. Profit taking, of course, but we were 104 a couple of days ago, 103, wasn't it? And everyone went, it's the end of the world. It's a $200 stock all day long within 12 months. I'm not worried. However, the general market, the S&P, is trimming off, but it's going to come straight back up again. Probably have a green day today. I'm not worried. So the markets are down today. Nothing to do with last night's debate. We've been through world wars, depressions. We've been through worse situations than somebody saying they're going to eat, people are eating dogs and cats and everybody's shouting at each other. Oh, what a world we live in. Anyway, there you go. There's part 3. I hope you enjoyed my tribute to the United States with my national anthem. Go and check out part 1 and part 2 for the full breakdown and everything shared and discussed last night. Click above my head for all the links down below in the description. Over here and over here, I'll put part 1 and part 2. That's it from me. Thank you very much indeed. As always, take care of yourselves and each other.